Hi everyone, welcome back to iClicks Biology Discuss. Today, in this lecture, we will discuss about the thalassemia. Okay, thalassemia. This is a autosomal recessive disorder. Autosomal recessive disorder. The meaning of autosome, as you know that in case of human being, there is presence of 23 pairs of chromosome, right? And out of these 23 pairs, there is presence of 22 pairs of autosome and one pair, that is the sex chromosome. If any disorder occur in the gene which are present in the sex chromosome, then that will be called as sex chromosomal disorder, or we may call this as heterosomal disorder. And if any disorder occur due to any changes or any mutation with the gene which is present over the autosome, then that will be called as autosomal disorder. But here the thalassemia, that is a autosomal recessive disorder. Autosomal recessive disorder. The meaning of this recessive, as you know that the recessive allele always express in the homozygous condition, but it will not able to express in the heterozygous condition. If both the allele get affected, if the mutation occur in both the allele, then it will express. Otherwise, in the heterozygous condition or in the homozygous dominant condition, it will not able to express. That is called as recessive disorder. Here, the autosomal recessive disorder, mainly there is two type of disorder. If that is autosomal dominant or autosomal recessive. Here, the thalassemia, that is a autosomal recessive disorder. That means it will only express in this condition. But if any disorder, any kind of genetic disorder, if that is dominant, then it will express in this condition as well as in this condition. But the thalassemia always express in this condition. That's why this is called as autosomal recessive disorder. Okay? That means if a person is having the allele, both the allele are normal. Here both the allele are normal. Then the person will be normal person. Right? If it is occurring in this condition, then also it will be normal. But that person will be called as what? That person will be called as carrier for that disorder. Here, one of the alleles get affected, or one of the allele that is undergoes the process of mutation. Or if there is any changes, then that is called as mutation, as you know that. So here one of the allele that is mutated one, and another allele that is normal, and this is the mutated one. But here, as we know that thalassemia, that is a recessive disorder, autosomal recessive disorder. That means the autosomal recessive disorder that will not express in the heterozygous condition. Here, one is the dominant, another is the recessive. Here also the thalassemia that will not express. Right? So this is normal, but this is called as carrier. Right? And if this is occurring in this condition, that means both the allele are affected allele. Both the allele are affected allele. Or here also the mutation has occurred. Here also the mutation has occurred. That means this will lead to the diseased man. Okay? The person, that is the patient. This is the normal genotype of the thalassemia. If it is occurring in this condition, then it will not express. Or also if it is occurring in the heterozygous condition, then also it will not express. Only it will express when both the allele get affected or the mutation occur in both the allele, then it will express, or the disease will express in that person. Okay? Suppose a person married with another person. If two carrier, male and female, get married, then what will be the result? Let's see. Suppose this is one carrier, it marriage with the another carrier person. Okay, as you know that the principle of segregation, according to principle of segregation, they will separate. Here they will also separate. Okay, then if the fertilization occur, this is the male individual, this is the female individual, right? If fertilization occur between these two individuals, or this is the sperm, this is the ovum, this is the sperm, this is the ovum. Okay, and here this will be the possibilities of the gametes. If this and this undergoes the fusion or the fertilization, then it will express in this condition. It will express in this condition. It will express in this condition, and this will be in this condition. So this is the capital A means both the allele are normal. That means this is the normal male or normal child. This is the normal man. Okay. Here I am not considering about any of the sex, male or female. I am only just telling about the person. Okay. As you know that autosome, that is not responsible for the sex determination. The X and Y chromosome, if we are considering about the X and Y chromosome, then there will be the sex determination. Here the sex determination, any kind of individual that may affect it here. Okay. And this is the normal. But these two are the carrier. This is the carrier. This person is the carrier. Okay. But this is both the allele are get affected, or both the allele they undergo the process of mutation. Thus it is the recessive, homozygous recessive condition, and this will be the diseased person or abnormal, or they are affected with the genetic disorder, recessive genetic disorder. Okay, here 25% that is affected or they are diseased, and 50%, these two 50% they are the carrier. Okay, and this is normal, and this is normal. Means normal 75% of normal, 75% that is normal. Okay, and if a question asks you how many percentage of non-carrier normal, this is the non-carrier normal. Okay, that means 25% that is non-carrier normal. Okay, so this is the inheritance pattern of the any kind of recessive, autosomal recessive disorder. Okay, but what happened in case of thalassemia? Thalassemia, this is a hemoglobin disease. This is called as hemoglobin disease. That means if there is any disorder in the hemoglobin synthesis, then it will lead to the thalassemia disease. That's why this is called as hemoglobin disease, or we may call this as hemoglobinopathy. Let's see. Okay, thalassemia is a hemoglobinopathy, or this is the hemoglobin disease. Okay, so thalassemia, that is a hemoglobin disease, or hemoglobin disease may also call as hemoglobinopathy. Okay, if there is any disorder in the hemoglobin synthesis, that will lead to the thalassemia disorder. Okay, before that, what is the function or what is the role of this hemoglobin? Hemoglobin that is present in the red blood cell. Okay, as you know that the hemoglobin that will carry the oxygen. Okay, it will carry the oxygen from the lungs and it will supply to the every body parts. The oxygen will be supplied to the every body parts by this hemoglobin. Okay, and if there is any disorder in the hemoglobin, then what will happen? There will be less supply of the oxygen, or there will be decrease in the oxygen supply in the every body parts. Then it will lead to a shortage of hemoglobin, or it will lead to weakness. Okay, the person that become weak due to the less supply of oxygen. Okay, so this is the thalassemia, that is a hemoglobin disease or disorder in the hemoglobinopathy. Okay, and if you see the adult human being, in the adult human being, there is presence of three basic types of hemoglobin. Okay, let's see types of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin mainly three types: HbA type of hemoglobin, HbA2 type of hemoglobin, and another that is HbF type of hemoglobin. Three basic types of hemoglobin are there. And if you see the HbA type of hemoglobin, then there is 95% of hemoglobin that is contributed to the adult human being. In the adult human being, out of these three type of hemoglobin, the HbA type of hemoglobin that is 95%. And the HbA2 type of hemoglobin that is only 2 to 3%. That is only 2 to 3%. Whereas the HbF type of hemoglobin that is less than 1%. This is very less. Okay, that means more amount of hemoglobin that is contributed to the adult human being, that is the HbA type of hemoglobin. If there is any disorder in the synthesis of this HbA type of hemoglobin, then it will lead to the thalassemia disorder. Okay, before that, mainly hemoglobin is made up of iron molecules and the 4 globin chains. In case of your HbA type of hemoglobin, there is presence of 2 alpha globin chain and 2 beta globin chain. There is presence of 2 alpha globin chain and 2 beta globin chain. This globin chain, these are the globin chain. Okay, globin chain means these are the proteins, right? And in case of HbA2 type of hemoglobin, there is presence of 2 alpha globin chain and 2 delta globin chain, right? In case of your HbF type, there is presence of 2 alpha globin chain and 2 gamma globin chain. These are the 3 basic types of hemoglobin, and out of these 3 basic types of hemoglobin, the maximum amount of hemoglobin that is contributed in the human being, that is the HbA type of hemoglobin. And the HbA type of hemoglobin that is having alpha globin chain and beta globin chain. Let me write this here: alpha globin chain, beta globin chain, delta globin chain, and gamma globin chain. These are the 4 different types of globin chains. They are associated with the hemoglobin, right? Hemoglobin, alpha and beta globin chain, they contribute 95% in case of HbA type of hemoglobin. Okay, whereas in every type of hemoglobin, there is presence of alpha globin chain. Okay, the alpha globin chain that is common. Okay, whereas in case of your HbA2 type, there is presence of another 2 delta globin chain with the alpha globin chain. And in case of your HbA type of hemoglobin, there is presence of gamma globin chain with the 2 alpha globin chain. Okay, well, this alpha, beta, gamma, and the delta globin chain are synthesized. Actually, if you see the fetus, from the fetus, that means after the development of your embryo, there will be formation of fetus, and from this fetus, there will be starting of your synthesis of these hemoglobin chains, or the alpha, beta, gamma, as well as the delta globin chains. Let's draw a graph, and in which time the alpha globin chain is synthesized, in which time beta, gamma, as well as your delta globin chain synthesized. Let's see. Let's draw a graph. Okay, this is 2 axes, one x and another is the y. The alpha globin chain, suppose this is the time of birth or at the birth. This is before birth, and this is after birth. Okay, if we see the alpha globin chain, that is common in every hemoglobin. That may you consider the HbA, HbA2 or HbF type hemoglobin, that is common of your alpha globin chain. That means the alpha globin chain that is synthesized throughout the life from the fetus up to the death of the individual. Okay, this is the graph for the alpha globin chain. Okay, the alpha globin chain that is synthesized from or before birth to the death of the individual. Whereas in case of your beta globin chain, that is very less in the fetus life or fertile life, but this is high or it is increased after the birth, and it is same as the alpha globin chain synthesis. Okay, the amount of alpha globin chain and the amount of beta globin chain, that is same after the birth. This is the graph for the beta globin chain. Okay, but before birth, the amount of beta globin chain synthesis, that is very less. Okay, but just at the birth it is increased, and this is same the level at the alpha globin chain. Okay, and if you see the delta globin chain synthesis, that is just start at the birth, and it is not so much in amount as the alpha and beta globin chain. Okay, this is very less, and this is the graph for the delta globin chain. Whereas the gamma globin chain, that is very high, during the fertile life or before birth, just as compared to your alpha and your gamma before birth, both are same. Okay, this is same as the amount of alpha, but this is decrease after the birth, and decrease and decrease and decrease. This is for the gamma globin chain. Okay, so these are the time at which the gamma globin chain or alpha, beta as well as delta globin chain are synthesized. Okay, but if you see the alpha globin chain, that is synthesized throughout the life, so that it is contributed with the beta globin chain, it is contributed with the delta globin chain as well as the gamma globin chain. Okay, so but I want to tell you that the thalassemia, that is the degenerate due to the less synthesis or decrease in the synthesis of the alpha and beta globin chain, and the maximum amount, that is the 95%, approximately 95% of hemoglobin, that is contributed by the alpha and beta globin chain. Okay, so that if there is any disorder, then disorder with the alpha globin chain synthesis or beta globin chain synthesis, then that will lead to the thalassemia. And this is a genetic disorder. Okay, that means the gene which is responsible for the alpha globin chain synthesis or the gene which is responsible for the beta globin chain synthesis, they get affected, or if any changes with that genes, then it will lead to the thalassemia disorder. So that as here there is involvement of the genes that is responsible for alpha and beta globin chain synthesis, that's why there is two kinds of thalassemia. One is the alpha thalassemia, another is the beta thalassemia. Okay, in case of alpha thalassemia, then there will be decrease or disorder in the gene that is responsible for the alpha globin chain synthesis. And if that is beta thalassemia, then there will be disorder or decrease in the beta globin chain synthesis. Okay, so let's see what these genes or what is gene responsible for the alpha globin chain synthesis and the beta globin chain synthesis is present, or which chromosome they are associated with the synthesis of alpha and beta globin chain. Okay, let's see. Alpha globin chain. For the synthesis of alpha globin chain, there will be a chromosome, that is chromosome number 16. The chromosome number 16. It bears the gene which is responsible for the alpha globin chain synthesis. Okay, and for the beta globin chain, there is the chromosome number 11. Okay, the chromosome number 11 bear the genes for the synthesis of beta globin chain, and the chromosome number 16 it bears the gene for the alpha globin chain synthesis. Okay. Thus, here there is two kinds of thalassemia. One is the alpha thalassemia. Another is the beta thalassemia. Okay. If there is any disorder in the alpha-globin chain synthesizing gene, then that will lead to alpha thalassemia. If there is any disorder in the beta-globin synthesizing gene, then it will lead to beta thalassemia. Okay. So let's go to the beta-globin chain synthesizing gene or the beta thalassemia, disorder in the beta-globin chain synthesis. Then we will come to the alpha-globin chain synthesizing gene or disorder in the alpha-globin chain synthesizing gene that will lead to alpha thalassemia. Okay, let's go to the beta thalassemia. Okay, then after completion of beta thalassemia, we will go to the alpha thalassemia. Right. So let's discuss about the beta thalassemia. Beta thalassemia, this is the disorder in the gene which is responsible for the beta globin chain synthesis. Okay, so disorder in the synthesis of beta globin chain, okay, which is the part of the hemoglobin. Okay, if there is disorder in the beta globin chain, okay, and if we see the beta globin chain synthesizing gene or the gene which is responsible for the synthesis of this beta globin chain, that is present in the chromosome number 11. Okay, suppose this is the chromosome number 11. There is presence of homologous chromosome. Okay, both are the chromosome number 11. This is the homologous pair of this chromosome. Okay, as you know that the gene always expressed in which condition? There occurs in the pair condition. And in the gene, there is presence of, there is two alleles. One gene, there is having two alleles. Okay, and here suppose this is the one allele and this is another allele. Okay, so if the, let's give a name to this gene, HBB gene. Okay, let me write this, HBB gene. The name of that gene, that is the HBB gene. Okay, if both the allele are not affected, if both the allele are not affected, then there will be much more amount of beta globin chain synthesis. Okay, thus if both the allele are normal, then that will be HBB or HBB. Both the allele are normal. Okay, this is normal allele. This is also normal allele. Okay, but if we see the HBB or HBB, okay, that means it is representing the mutation in out of these two allele. One allele is affected or mutated one. Okay, one of the allele, that is mutated one. Okay, thus this is the normal allele. It is present in the dominant condition, but this is in the recessive condition, and this is the affected allele. This is the affected allele. But as you know that thalassemia, that is a recessive disorder, but here this is in the heterozygous condition. In heterozygous condition, the recessive disorder will not express. Okay, thus this person, here this person will be the normal person, and here this person also normal person. Okay, this is called as carrier. This is called as carrier. Okay, but if a person is having in this condition, if it is in the HB small b means both the allele are affected allele. Affected means what? Mutation has occurred. Okay, here this is the affected, or this is the mutated one, and this is the mutated or affected. Okay, here both the allele are undergoes the process of mutation. Okay, that means both the genes are affected one, mutated one, then it will express. As you know that recessive allele always express in the homozygous condition. Here this is the in homozygous condition. Both the allele are in mutation condition. Okay? Then it will be the abnormal. This is the abnormal, or this may call as the diseased person, or this is the patient, or this is the disorder that is leads to thalassemia. This is leads to thalassemia. So thalassemia, what happens in case of this condition? In case of this condition, the beta globin chain synthesized, the synthesis of beta globin, that will decrease. That will decrease because this is the allele which is responsible for the beta globin chain synthesis. That will affected one. So there will be absence of the beta globin chain. Here this is also affected one, means there will be also absence of your beta globin chain synthesis. If there is no beta globin chain synthesis, then what will happen? As you know that in case of your HbA type of hemoglobin, in case of HbA type of hemoglobin, there is presence of 2 alpha and 2 beta globin chain. Okay, but there is absence or there is decrease in the synthesis of beta globin chain in this condition. Okay, there is decrease in the beta globin chain synthesis. Then what will happen? There will be increase in the rate of your the rate of increase in case of your alpha globin chain, that is in increasing condition. Okay, the alpha globin chain synthesis, that is normally increase in its condition or increase in its amount. Okay, that's what will happen. The alpha globin chain, it will form a tetramer. 2 alpha globin, 2 alpha globin. It will form a tetramer or alpha tetramer. It will form alpha tetramer of hemoglobin, and that is a abnormal hemoglobin. This is a abnormal hemoglobin. It will not supply the oxygen to the different body parts. Then there will be decrease in the hemoglobin, HbA type of hemoglobin, that will decrease in the body. So that what will happen? In regular interval of time, the person which is affected or which both the allele are get affected, that person will require in interval of time, it will require some blood from the outside. Okay, so this is called as beta thalassemia major. This is called as what? This is called as beta thalassemia major. Okay, and this is the carrier one, that is called as beta thalassemia minor. This is called as beta thalassemia minor. So there is 2 kinds of disorder in the beta globin chain. There is beta thalassemia minor and beta thalassemia major. This person will require blood, but this person will not require blood, and that person is the normal one, and this person only the affected one. Okay, I think you understand this clearly. Okay, and this is all about your beta thalassemia. Okay, and here we have looked into the beta thalassemia major and beta thalassemia minor. Beta thalassemia minor, that is the person that carry the affected gene. It can transmit this affected gene to the next generation. Okay, that's why this is called as carrier, or this is the minor one. That's why this is called as beta thalassemia minor. But in case of your beta thalassemia major, that is the major case. Okay, here there will be decrease in the synthesis of beta globin chain, or there is no beta globin chain, then it will form, that will lead to formation of alpha tetramer, and that is a abnormal hemoglobin. And if there is abnormality in the hemoglobin, then that person will weak. Okay, as you know that hemoglobin provide the oxygen to the different body parts. Then oxygen supply will be less in the every body parts, then there will be decrease in the energy in the body of that person. Okay, that's why this will lead to the thalassemia, that is beta thalassemia major. Okay, and that person will require blood from the outside. Okay, that's why that is called as beta thalassemia major. Okay, in the next we will discuss about the alpha thalassemia. Okay, let's wait for that. Let's discuss about the alpha thalassemia. Alpha thalassemia, this is the disorder in the synthesis of alpha globin chain. Okay, disorder in the synthesis of alpha globin chain. Okay, alpha globin chain, the gene for the alpha globin chain over the chromosome number 16. Okay, suppose this is present in the chromosome number 16. Okay, and the gene which is responsible for the alpha globin chain synthesis, that is, suppose this is the gene HBA gene. Okay, the HBA gene, basically we know that gene are present in the pair condition, there is 2 allele, but here there is 2 genes, there is 2 number of genes, 2 number of genes that are responsible for the synthesis of alpha globin chain. Okay, 2 genes means there will be presence of 4 alleles, there will be presence of 4 alleles. Okay, suppose this is the chromosome number 16. Okay, and this is the one allele, this is another allele. Okay, sorry, so this is one allele, this is another allele, this is another allele, this is another allele. So there is 4 alleles. Okay, there is 4 alleles and 2 genes. Okay, 2 genes means if N1 is the HBA1 gene, then another gene that will be HBA2 genes. Okay, so there is 2 genes which are responsible for the synthesis of alpha globin chain. Okay, let's see what happened, in which condition the alpha thalassemia will occur or will express. Okay, let's see. For the alpha globin chain synthesis, there is presence of 4 alleles. Suppose this is the chromosome number 16. This is condition 1 or A. 4 alleles. Suppose this is the one allele, another allele, and this is third, this is fourth. Okay, 4 allele. Here 4 allele. All these 4 allele are normal. Okay, all 4 alleles are normal. If 4 alleles are normal, then the person is not affected with the thalassemia, and there is much more amount of alpha globin chain synthesis. Okay, and that will not lead to the thalassemia disorder, and that person is the normal one. Okay, if the condition is like this. Here, one allele that is get muted. Here, I am not bold this area, so that this is mean that one of the allele that is get muted or mutation occur in this gene or in this portion of that chromosome. Okay, thus this is called a silent carrier. This is called as silent carrier. Okay, this is called a silent carrier. But this person is also a normal person. This person is also a normal person. There is no symptom of this thalassemia. Third condition. Here, out of 4 allele, 2 are affected or mutated. Okay, and it may occur in this condition also. If it is affected, okay, here in the same chromosome there will be affected or mutated allele. In the 2 different chromosomes there will be affected or mutated allele. Okay, if the mutation is occurring in both the chromosomes, here in this condition or in this chromosome, then this is called as what? This is called as trans condition. Okay, and here the mutation occur in the same chromosome, the allele of the same chromosome. Then this is called as cis condition or cis configuration. Okay, and here this person, they will be called as carrier. They are called as carrier, or this is called as alpha thalassemia minor. This is called as alpha thalassemia minor. They have the ability, or they can transfer to the next generation, and there may be chances of occurrence of this disease in the upcoming generation. There may be chances of occurrence of the thalassemia disorder. That's why this is called as alpha thalassemia minor. But here in this individual, there will be no symptoms. There will be no symptoms, or that person will not call as thalassemia diseased man. Okay, or the disorder is not found in that man. Okay, but if the condition occurred in this, condition is like this. Here, out of these 4 allele, out of 4 allele, 3 are affected. 3 are affected. Okay, this one affected, this one affected, this one affected. Okay, then it will lead to symptoms of the thalassemia, and there will be decrease in the synthesis of alpha globin. Now there will be synthesis of alpha globin chain that become decrease. Okay, and if the alpha globin chain synthesized very decrease, or it is decreased in very much more amount, then what will happen? In another way, there will be a synthesis of your beta globin chain. Okay, then the beta globin chain, then it will lead to formation of tetramer of a beta globin chain. Tetramer of beta globin chain. There will be formation of tetramer of beta globin chain. There will be formation of 2 beta plus 2 beta. But normally there will be requirement of 2 alpha plus 2 beta. Okay, and this tetramer of beta globin chain or beta globin tetramer, that is the abnormal hemoglobin. That is the abnormal hemoglobin. Okay, and this person will require transfusion of blood from the outside in regular interval of time. Okay, and this person, that is called as alpha thalassemia major. Alpha thalassemia major. Okay, so these are the condition 1, 2, 3 and 4. Another condition may occur. Okay, here one allele affected, here 2 allele get mutated, here 3 allele are mutated. Okay, if you see all the allele get mutated, what will happen? Let's see here. Here, all these allele are mutated. Out of 4 alleles, 4 alleles are mutated. Okay, if all these allele get mutated, what will happen? There will be no synthesis of your alpha globin chain. Okay, in the fetus, there is presence of 2 alpha plus 2 gamma. In the fetus, there is presence of 2 alpha plus 2 gamma. Fetus means that is the embryo which develops to form a fetus. Okay. So in case of your fetus or before birth, there is same amount of alpha globin chain and amount of gamma globin chain. Okay. That's why there is formation of HbF type of hemoglobin. In the fetus, there is HbF type of hemoglobin, that is synthesis, that is very more. Okay, if there is no synthesis of this alpha globin chain, then it will lead to what? It will lead to formation of 4 gamma globin chain, or it will lead to formation of gamma tetramer. It will lead to formation of gamma tetramer. Okay. Gamma tetramer, that is not a normal hemoglobin in the fetus. Thus, that fetus will not able to survive, and it will leads to the death of that person. Okay, the gamma tetramer, that is the not a normal hemoglobin, so that there will be decrease in the oxygen supply in that particular fetus or developing baby. Okay, that's why it will lead to death of the individual. It will lead to death before birth. Okay, this will lead to death before birth, and this is called as what? This is called as hydrops fatalis. This is called as hydrops fatalis. That is disease, or that is the death before birth due to disorder in the alpha-globin chain synthesis. Okay, so this is all about the thalassemia. Okay, and what are the types of thalassemia? Okay, we have discussed in the lectures. Okay, let's have a look. What are the types of thalassemia? Thalassemia, there is mainly two types of thalassemia. One is alpha thalassemia, another is the beta thalassemia. Okay, alpha thalassemia again of two types. One is the alpha thalassemia minor, and alpha thalassemia major. Okay, whereas the beta thalassemia is of two types, that is beta thalassemia minor and beta thalassemia major. Okay, so four different types of thalassemia: alpha thalassemia minor, alpha thalassemia major, beta thalassemia minor, beta thalassemia major. Okay, so alpha thalassemia minor, the meaning of that alpha thalassemia minor means that person is the normal person, but is the carrier for that disorder. Okay, this is the normal man. There will be no requirement of blood. But in case of alpha thalassemia major, there will be requirement of blood or normal hemoglobin that is required from the outside in the alpha thalassemia major. Whereas in case of beta thalassemia minor, there is also no blood required. And in case of beta thalassemia major, there is a requirement of blood in a regular interval of time. Okay, and in case of your hydrops fatalis, that is due to the no synthesis of the alpha globin chain. Okay, there will be no synthesis of alpha globin chain, then it will lead to the death of that person, or death of that fetus, not person. That person will not able to survive. Okay, before birth, that will lead to death of that individual. Okay, that is the hydrops fatalis. Here another, that is hydrops fatalis. Okay, so these are the different type of thalassemia. In this lecture, we have discussed about the thalassemia. What is thalassemia? As you know that this is the autosomal recessive disorder. Then we have looked into the types of hemoglobin. As the thalassemia, that is the hemoglobinopathy, or this is the hemoglobin disease. Okay, and in case of hemoglobin, there is three types of hemoglobin. One is the HbA, HbA2, and HbF type of hemoglobin. Okay, and in case of HbA type of hemoglobin, there is presence of 2 alpha, 2 beta globin chain. In case of HbA2 type of hemoglobin, there is presence of 2 alpha chain and 2 beta chain. 2 delta chain. In case of your HbF type of hemoglobin, there is presence of 2 alpha and 2 gamma chains. Okay, and in case of your hemoglobin, then in case of adult human being, there is presence of 95% of the HbA type of hemoglobin. Okay, and if there is any disorder in the synthesis of this globin chain, mainly alpha globin chain and beta globin chain, then it will lead to the thalassemia, that is the alpha thalassemia, and another is the beta thalassemia. The disorder in the synthesis of alpha globin chain, that will lead to alpha thalassemia. If there is disorder in the synthesis of beta globin chain, that will lead to beta thalassemia. Okay, so this is all about your thalassemia. Hope you understand this clearly and you enjoy this lecture clearly. Okay, thank you. Please like my channel, share and subscribe. Thank you.